Imagine living under laws you never voted for, taxes you never approved, and a king an ocean away deciding your future. In the mid-1700s, this was the reality for 13 British colonies in North America. What followed was not just a rebellion, but a revolution that reshaped world history. The roots of the American Revolution stretched back to the early 18th century. Britain had established colonies along the Atlantic coast, beginning with Jamestown in 1607 and Plymouth in 1620. Over time, these colonies developed their own economies, local governments, and identities. But after Britain fought the costly 7 Years' War, also known as the French and Indian War, everything changed. To pay off war debts, the British Parliament imposed new taxes on the colonies. The Stamp Act of 1765 taxed newspapers, legal documents, and even playing cards. Colonists protested fiercely, arguing they had no representation in Parliament. The phrase, "no taxation without representation," became a rallying cry. Tensions escalated further with the Townshend Acts and the Boston Massacre in 1770, when British soldiers killed 5 colonists. In 1773, resistance turned dramatic. During the Boston Tea Party, colonists dumped British tea into Boston Harbor to protest the Tea Act. Britain responded with harsh measures, known as the Intolerable Acts, punishing Massachusetts and tightening control. In 1774, colonial leaders gathered at the First Continental Congress in Philadelphia. They sought unity and demanded their rights as Englishmen, but compromise failed. In April 1775, fighting broke out at Lexington and Concord. The American Revolutionary War had begun. George Washington was appointed commander of the Continental Army. His forces were poorly trained and undersupplied, facing the strongest military power in the world. Despite early struggles, the colonists gained confidence after victories like Saratoga in 1777, a turning point that convinced France to support the American cause. On July 4, 1776, the Continental Congress adopted the Declaration of Independence, drafted primarily by Thomas Jefferson and influenced by John Adams and Benjamin Franklin. The document declared that all men are created equal and possess natural rights. It was a bold statement that directly challenged monarchy and divine rule. The war dragged on for years. Harsh winters, including the famous winter at Valley Forge, tested the resolve of the Continental Army. Yet perseverance paid off. In 1781, with French support, American forces trapped British General Cornwallis at Yorktown, Virginia. His surrender effectively ended major fighting. 2 years later, in 1783, the Treaty of Paris officially recognized the independence of the United States. 13 colonies had become a sovereign nation. But independence was only the beginning. The new nation struggled under the Articles of Confederation, a weak system that limited federal power. Recognizing the flaws, leaders convened the Constitutional Convention in 1787. Figures like James Madison, Alexander Hamilton, and George Washington helped design a new framework of government. The United States Constitution created a system based on separation of powers, checks and balances, and representative democracy. It was later strengthened by the Bill of Rights, guaranteeing freedoms like speech, religion, and fair trials. The American Revolution did more than create a nation. It inspired revolutions around the world, including the French Revolution and independence movements in Latin America. The idea that people could overthrow tyranny and govern themselves became a global force. In the end, the American Revolution proved something radical for its time. That power belongs not to kings, but to the people. 13 colonies changed the world, not by size or strength, but by ideas that still shape modern democracy today.